Have you ever taken a photo only to discover later on that it is spoiled by its background? In PhotoPlus, you can remove unwanted areas of an image by replacing them with content from another part of the image. This is called cloning. A typical example of cloning is removing spots and blemishes from portrait photos by cloning an area of clear skin over the top. Cloning can also be used for removing distracting background elements, like power lines, from landscape photos, and this is what we're going to look at now. As you can see, I've already opened my photo in the PhotoPlus workspace. Unfortunately, it is spoiled by the pylons and power lines in the background, but we can fix this with cloning. When cloning, it's best to carry out any adjustments on a different layer to the background layer. This is non-destructive and will not affect the original photo. We'll create a new layer. At the bottom of the Layers tab, click New Layer. In the Name field, type Cloning and then click OK. Your new layer will appear on the Layers tab. Make sure it is selected whenever you are cloning your image. Cloning is an intricate operation, so for the most accurate results, it's best to zoom into your image as far as you can. On the standard toolbar above your photo, select the Zoom tool. Drag on your photo to zoom in. You can also use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in or out if you have one. Now we're ready to start cloning. On the Tools toolbar on the left, open the Clone Tools flyout and select the Clone tool. Hover over your image to see how the default brush size looks. If it seems to be a bit small, like mine does here, you can increase it from the Context toolbar. Drag the size slider or type a value into the box. Reducing the tool's opacity setting results in a ghosted copy of the original pixels and blends the copy into the surrounding area so it looks a little more natural. For now, I'll reduce the opacity to around 80%. To the right of the Context toolbar, enable Use All Layers. This means that the cloning will be applied to all of the layers on the Layers tab. Preview is automatically enabled. This means that your chosen pickup area will be displayed under the cloning brush, so you can see exactly what the effects of cloning may look like. If you want to make sure that the colour of your pickup area will seamlessly blend with the replacement area, you'll find the preview option really helpful. OK, we need to define a clone source, also known as a pickup point. This is the area we're copying from and needs to be a clean area to replace the power lines. On an area of sky close to where there are no wires, I'll hold the Alt key on my keyboard and click once with the mouse. Now I'll start painting. Click and drag on the power lines to paint the copied content. The crosshair cursor indicates the area you are copying from. It's a good idea to keep redefining the pickup area by Alt-clicking at regular intervals. This will avoid any repeated patterns and help make sure that you don't accidentally copy any other areas by mistake. Let's see what happens when I don't redefine the pickup area. As I paint, the crosshair cursor moves and is now over the trees. As you can see, I'm copying the trees instead. Sometimes you might want to copy objects, maybe to duplicate them, but I don't want to do that now, so I'll define another pickup area and paint over the mistake. It's better to keep redefining the pickup area than selecting a larger pickup area far away from the unwanted content you are replacing. For example, I could use these darker clouds at the top right of the photo to cover the power lines, but as you can see, they don't blend correctly because the sky colours are too different. Therefore, I'll keep Alt-clicking near to the area I want to replace. I carried on cloning exactly how we've been doing so far, and this is how the finished image looks. If I zoom in, you can see that some of the clouds over where the pylons used to be look unnatural, and there appears to be a visible edge where the cloning took place. By reducing the opacity to around 30% and then alt-clicking and painting over the transition point between the lighter and darker clouds, we can smoothen this so it looks much more realistic. You might find it helpful to increase the brush size for this step. Let's compare our cloned image to the original. On the Layers tab, click the Hide Show Layer button next to the cloning layer. You can see that the distracting pylons and power lines have been completely removed. That's all for this video. To find out more about PhotoPlus, see the Learn section of the Startup Assistant. Thanks for watching.